One of the most common compliments that I get is on my skin. Everyone wants to know what I do from skincare to procedures. So I trust it all to Skinworks Wellness in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Let me tell you, they know what they're doing. Whether it's hydrofacials to fillers or a full skin reset, they've got you covered. Be sure to follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They're always dropping monthly specials and flash sales. You do not want to miss these. And the best part is that consultations are always free. Book now and thank me later. Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Elite Life with Sam. I want to say special guests because they're all so special, but she really is special to me. She is one of my very best friends in this life. This is Lauren Oakes. She is a celebrity stylist, incredible. Oh my gosh, you do everything. I want you to tell everybody what you do, but watching you work has been so inspiring, and seeing behind the curtain of this whole world has really opened my eyes. And honestly, it's changed the way that I dress. It's changed the way that I edit my closet. So I want you to introduce everything that you do and who you are.
How much time we got?
All the time, sister.
Lauren Oakes. I am a stylist. Fashion stylist is kind of how it all started. But I also work as a creative director producing massive brand campaigns, which I also style. And then I do editorial work now.
And you model.
And I model.
And you design clothes.
And I design clothes, and coming out with a clothing line next year. So small batch, but still, I'm pretty much dabble in anything Western fashion related. Western is kind of my niche. I do everything, but so a lot of different hats.
Yeah. You haven't just opened my eyes to this, but you've also inspired Rich, believe it or not, because he's gotten to be really good friends with your husband, Wes, and seeing Wes be styled by you and like have expectations of, how outfits should look and accessorizing. And it's just so funny to see this guy that literally wears the same t-shirt and Dickies and tennis shoes every single day. When we go out or we get ready for an event or something, to watch how, he's starting to style his stuff differently. He's picking up on little things that you're teaching. So you're inspiring people.
I love that. I don't let it fool you. My husband still gives me grief every time I try to style him.
Oh, I believe it.
Literally push back. He just wants to wear a hoodie and jeans. That's it. So.
I believe it, but then when you don't have stuff ready for him, he's like,
oh, he gets pissy.
Where's my outfit?
I literally have never seen a man behave more like a woman sometimes. And listen, I love my husband, not talking bad about him, but that man waits till the last minute every year, right before NFR, National Finals Rodeo, by the way, for those that don't know. We go for all 10 days, and it's a big, it's the rodeo, but it's also like my fashion week.
Yes.
So I dress to the nines. But
I didn't know about NFR before you.
Girl.
I saw it on TikTok. Taylor Russo was, rest in peace, but she was the one that kind of introduced me to it. But then there was a ton of drama in her age group that surrounded it, so I didn't fully comprehend it until you explained it. Like, this is not just for rodeo, this is for Western fashion.
Oh yeah, it's 10 days, and most people have 2 to 3 outfits a day. I'm not kidding, it's a lot. They'll
budget their time for outfits.
Yes.
Wow.
So during the day, a lot of people do the Cowboy Christmas, which is amazing. It's a huge expo. It's like 2 floors.
Oh.
I mean, and it spills over into the hotels have vendors set up and everything, but it's all Western fashion vendors. You got saddlery, tack companies, custom leather makers, everything under the sun, boots.
Wow.
So it's a big deal for the day stuff. So people have their day fits and they'll go do that. And then at night, you have the finals, and it's 10 rounds of finals to get to the end of the rodeo. And every night people, you have people that are wearing jeans and your traditional cowgirl look, but then there's us girly girls that we love to get dressed up and go all out. And
now you guys were branded Buckel Bunnies in the beginning because it's almost like there's two two sides to this world, that you have the girls that claim to be real cowgirls and they would never be caught dead in sequins or high heels.
Right.
And then you have the other side who are very fashion forward and take inspiration and create their own outfits. And so you guys were almost like villainized until you took back ownership of that, and made a space for yourself.
Well, Buckle Bunny, that term actually came from the girls that chase buckles.
Oh, okay.
So like groupies.
Yeah.
Right? That term was originally derogatory towards the girls that would dress up to try to get male attention.
Gotcha.
I think it's turned into like this fashion term, which is still kind of has a derogatory like context to it. But to me, like the biggest thing about Western fashion and what I think a lot of people need to wrap their heads around if they're more on the traditional side is it doesn't matter if somebody has cowgirl background or experience. If they're wanting to be involved in the industry and bring more awareness to the industry, that's only good for, agriculture. It's good for the industry. It's good for the rodeos. And all around, it makes it a better industry that's growing versus it was dying before, Yellowstone and stuff. Their ticket sales were down. It was hard to get people to fill up the Mac Center and stuff like that to sell tickets. Now it's, it's hard to even get tickets.
Yeah.
So
how far in advance do you have to plan?
For the outfits?
For the whole 10 days. And you go for the whole 10 days?
I go for the whole 10
That's exhausting.
days. It is very exhausting.
So do you, as soon as 1 year is over, you start planning for the following year?
I would say I typically afterwards, I kind of do like a mental recap, like a journal type thing of like what I liked about what I did, what I didn't like, what photographed well, and I make like a checklist for myself to kind of look back on.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little early to start pre-planning because in the first 6 months of the year, you're going to see a lot of repeat items from what you see at that NFR. So I'm still seeing stuff that's popular from 2 NFRs ago.
Oh, wow.
Like there's an outfit I wore, I want to say it was 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it's still like one of the number one Pinterest pinned outfits for NFR.
Which one was it?
It's the tulle. I wore this tulle skirt. And I had a really cute like denim Wrangler shirt that was unbuttoned, tucked in.
Yep.
Big belt buckle and a sparkly corset underneath.
Yeah.
That thing, I mean, it's weird because I would never wear it again. Like, I'm not a fan of tulle skirts anymore. But at the time, I thought it was the best thing ever. But now it's...
But I can understand why that is still so popular because you get the feminine and the masculine balance in that. And I'm absolutely going to pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't. Everything I know about fashion, I have learned from you. So let's go back. Let's backtrack and not get hung up on NFR yet. You were talking about all of the different hats that you wear. Break down the difference in styling someone versus being a creative director on a shoot. What's the difference there?
Huge difference. So when I'm styling like an individual or an artist, it's very personal. Like you build a personal relationship with that person because I'm not styling them in what I wear. I'm styling for who they are, their personality type, and that's very different than me. And that takes some time to get to know somebody and build that relationship. And it's just one person, right?
Yeah.
Brand styling and campaign creative direction is whole picture.
Yeah.
So you got to like immerse yourself in that brand and really like go through their story from start to finish, understand what they're currently doing on social media, what their campaigns have been in the past, what's worked for them, what's their demographic. You have to like break all this down before you even start to think of the full picture idea. So Pendleton Whiskey, right? I just did their big brand campaign, which is not out yet. But I'll break down how I did that one. Immerse myself in the brand. I love whiskey. Found out like their starting story, the way that they are, tied it in with the Western industry. Their slogan's Letter Buck. So, it's a bucking bronco. It's right up my alley.
Yeah.
And then I built the vision board around that. And the vision that I had for them, because a lot of what they do is that traditional, gritty, Western, like, it's very male dominated in what they've currently done marketing for. But there's a huge female population that loves bourbon and whiskey.
Yeah.
Huge. And so what I built for them was an all female led badass group of cowgirls. And we photographed it like the old Marlboro Man photo shoots.
Yeah.
And we built a vision around that, but all women.
Gosh, it's like Rosie the Riveter, but Western.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Very, very much. And just gritty.
Yeah.
And these girls were working horses. They were working cattle and roping. I mean,
that's what I love
incredible
about you, is that from the short time that I've learned your industry and the craft, you really do utilize real talent in a lot of your shoots. It's not just about bringing in pretty models.
Yeah.
These men and women actually have talent and have experience, like you said, running cattle and roping and being real cowgirls and cowboys, and the network that you've created. And this is why I know you're special, because they dip into their own pockets and drive to your shoots and will come do the shoots for you because they believe in what you're doing. Like, you'll pitch this idea to them and they're like, tell me the time, how much time you need me, the date, I'm there.
Right.
And you have such a great network of people who have real skin in the game, who believe in what you're doing because you represent them well.
And I think that's like the biggest thing that I've tried to build my business on, is not choosing things because they're going to get me likes or follows, is choosing things because it's authentic to who I am or to the brand.
Yeah.
And like, I have I could be a whole agency at this point, because I've done all these model calls, and I have a list of over 400 models that are legit cowboys and cowgirls.
Yeah.
That they either rope or they ride or they're trick riders. These are real people living that life every day. And so sometimes it's really fun for me because I get to dress them up and make them feel glamorous for a day and get to take some amazing photos in the process of them just doing the stuff that they do every day.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. Now, you, on the contrast of that, you also have worked with some celebrities and styling them. So is it harder? Do you feel like it's harder styling celebrities or red carpet events versus real working men and women?
I wouldn't say it's harder, it's just different. There's a lot of political red tape when it comes to styling celebrities. And I think that's the biggest challenge, is you have agents and management companies getting involved, and they're creating, essentially with an artist, they're creating a brand. And so they have a specific brand, and as a stylist, my job is to make them look the best that they possibly can look. So sometimes it's a little bit of a push-pull there, and that's been a challenge. But really, it's switching my brain.
Yeah.
You know, from traditional cowgirl, but it's no different. Like, if I'm doing a brand shoot, I am styling, 5 or 6, sometimes 10 models at a time, versus it's just the one.
Yeah.
So it kind of has its pros and cons on both sides.
I could definitely see that. Has there ever been a red carpet look or an event look that you styled that you look back now and go, I wish I would have done that differently?
I'm sure there probably has been. I mean, there's been looks when I first started off doing like the customs. When I started creating, I'd never picked up a sewing machine in my life. So like, looking back at some of those things, I'm like, I could have made this different, and like I could have fit it better. But my biggest thing is like, I am such a stickler on the way things fit that I have been known the day of to literally completely redo, even if it's a red carpet look, into something completely different if it's not looking right.
I got to work with you a little bit on a couple of music videos for Dimps, and that was how this friendship formed, because I showed up. We did If You Were a Country
Boy,
Girl, if you were country, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And so we provided the old truck that you see in the video, and you established her look in that video, and it kind of carried on with her for a while. The camouflage looks that she did in so many of her shows and stuff like that, which I thought was a really fun way to play with that. And I went home and told Rich about you immediately that day, because I was like, she's utilizing like vintage camo stuff that I wore for real hunting. Like when I grew up in like the Apalachicola forest hunting deer and, you know, fishing and stuff. And I was like, she's incredible. Like her brain works so differently. And since then, tons and tons of people have recreated these looks. And you're such a fashion forward, like you're such a visionary when it comes to stuff like that. And I know even though you're not styling her so much anymore, she's kind of gone her way and done her own thing. It's still so interesting to watch you evolve. Like even today we were talking about your current style, and I want you to talk about that because that inspired me. Because I can tell something is different, like you're styling yourself different, but I don't know enough to be able to pinpoint and go, oh, this is why it's different. I just know I love it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I always want to be a trendsetter, not behind the trends.
Yeah.
So, but I think a big part of that, so like when I style music videos, for example, I have them send me the EP because I just put headphones on and I immerse myself in the song, and I'm really thinking as a creative director, which helps me think as a stylist. So I'm thinking about what they'll give you, like kind of the deck of like what the scenes are going to be. And so I'm visually putting myself in those scenes, and then I'm thinking about what would resonate in that scene and make sense. And so that's kind of how I build my style. And I try to do customs, you know, when they make sense, because I want the artist to feel like what they're wearing, one outfit at least, stands out and is like authentic to them.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of that. But I think the biggest thing for me on trends is like, don't follow them.
Yeah.
Just follow what you like.
But that's so hard when you have someone like me who I literally have a Pinterest board of daily outfits, right? Because I don't get inspired like you do. And so I am a copier and an outfit repeater. Like if I don't see it on someone else put together, my mind doesn't work like that. Like I'm not going to put an outfit together. And so when you say don't follow trends, how does that translate to someone like me and the many people listening to the podcast?
So I'm not saying I don't use Pinterest. So let me ask you this. Do you take that Pinterest and you follow the exact outfit and you buy exactly what it is?
So I don't buy exactly what it is unless I feel like I really need to, like if it's for an event or something that I'm too nervous. But a lot of times I just go into my closet and look for similar pieces.
Right.
And once I get it on my body, if I don't like the way it's fitting, then I'll edit a little bit. It just kind of goes from there.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing. So, like, just because, like, I'm a stylist, I still get inspired by other looks or looks I'm seeing. Runway looks, I do love to, like, watch what's coming out on the runway because it gives me an idea.
Is terrifying to me. Like, that's not, in my opinion, not everyday wearable at all.
No, and a lot of it is, like, very avant-garde. It's meant to shock you. It's meant to get photographs. It's meant to be photographed in magazines. That's their goal, and is the PR placement.
Yeah.
But there's items that you can look at and be like, okay, I love that skirt. Maybe not how they put it together.
Yeah.
But how could I put that together in my head? And so my brain goes down this process of like, I'll look at a Pinterest thing and I'm like, I really like the way that this sets up, but this is how I would make it Western, or this is how I would put it together differently to make more sense with my lifestyle. So I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying follow what is resonating with you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are chasing what what's going to have the shock value to get me the most likes.
Yes.
And then they fall victim to not being authentic.
Yep.
And it kind of, it's kind of an ick to me.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about dating icks. That's an ick to me. When I see somebody that is wearing things because they're trying to get that like count and that social media count up. And it just, to me, it screams, I don't know who I am.
Yeah, I think that's a really wise way to put that. Is you've got to know who you are, be comfortable with yourself. And, you know, there are a ton of people, a ton of women that listen to this podcast who are trying to rediscover themselves. You know, they're between their mid-20s to mid-40s, and a lot of times, you know, you're a mom and a wife, and you've built this business from scratch. You can tend to lose yourself in the shuffle and the grind of life. What's your biggest piece of advice before we move into telling people about you? Because you are more than qualified to speak to this audience. What is your biggest piece of advice to discovering who you are?
I mean, I'm still rediscovering who I am every day. I'm going through it again, you know? So I think the key is grace, and then setting with yourself.
Yeah.
And doing small things that, you know, it's weird. It's like small things sometimes when you lose yourself feel like a big deal. Like it's like a big deal. I'm like, I scheduled myself a dance class because I love dancing.
Low.
I know, but it feels like such a big deal because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so out of shape. But
it's a big deal in a good way.
But it's taking back small time for yourself of things that bring you joy.
Yeah.
And if you can like rediscover those small joy moments, I mean, I'm talking like as dumb as it is. You and I both love Jeeps.
Yeah.
Putting the top back, cranking up some music, and just letting yourself feel in the moment.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is the first step in, like, rediscovering who you are. I think we get so overcomplicated. Women have checklists every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I got to take the kids to school. I got to do this, and then I got to do this, and then I got to keep this house up. I don't know how women are functioning in this society we live in right now. I just don't, because I'm barely functioning.
Yeah.
So
we just had this conversation this week, just to kind of let our listeners in kind of a peek of our friendship. I was getting on to you about doing too much. I was like, just hire the housekeeper. You are doing too much. You were taking on too much. Mm-hmm. And I think that is such a valid point, Lo, that women are overwhelming ourselves and not giving ourselves enough time, enough buffer to really rediscover who we are.
We just got to take back the power. Women have power.
Yeah.
We have a natural power. And I'm not saying like, take back the power from my husband. No, that's not what I'm saying. Take back the many moments in your life that make you you, and it's fun to rediscover who you are. And maybe dance isn't it for me anymore. Who knows? I might go to this class and be like, dance isn't it for me, but maybe I want to try this hobby next.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the key in like rediscovering who you are, is just taking, and that's what I'm working on currently, is taking those many steps, even if it's just one thing a week for now. Yeah. To figure out who you are currently in your current role, because we've all evolved.
Yep. I heard someone say she was I don't know if she was a psychologist or just like a counselor, but she said that on average you'll have to reintroduce yourself to yourself about every decade, because you change so much from 0 to 10. You change so much. 10 to 20, come on. 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and maybe it's not those, the 30-year mark, the 40-year mark, but somewhere within that decade, you're going to turn around and go, who am I now? Like, I feel different. I believe different. I think differently, because you just change, you evolve so much.
Oh, yeah. I am definitely not the same person I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, but it's important for you to, like, take that time, because, that's one of the things that I've recently realized is I've just dove headfirst into work, and, I see a life coach, and my life coach said, what has brought you joy over the last year? So I started naming things, and he goes, that is all work related.
That does not surprise me.
And I'm like, okay. He's like, so first homework assignment this week is write down a list of what you can do, small things that bring you joy. I'm like, okay.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're starting a challenge with everybody listening. Start a list of things that bring you joy that are not work related.
Or family related. That are you.
Yes.
You related.
Yes. Because I couldn't tell you a list of things that I enjoy that aren't revolved around that.
Yeah. I know. I literally,
on my own podcast.
It called me out. I was like, ooh. That was some truth bombs. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that is the key. It also to your style, to your personal style. Because if you don't know who you are, and you've kind of lost track of that, and sometimes we're so busy we don't even realize that we've lost track of that.
Yeah.
Then how are we supposed to dress authentic?
Yeah. Such a good question.
Yeah.
If you don't know yourself, how do you know it's authentic? Ooh. Elite Customs isn't just building cars, they're building a culture. As a female owner in a male-dominated industry, we are proud to pioneer a new kind of experience with women in mind. One where women feel empowered and inspired in the custom car space. From wraps to audio and everything in between, Elite is a full-service custom shop that makes your dreams a reality. Women want badass rides too, am I right? Follow Elite Customs TN on Instagram and TikTok. Inquire online at elitecustomstn.com. By appointment only, and consultations are always free. So, I want to go back to the social media aspect because the Western world is like its own little universe. I was not aware of how vast this community is. Mm-hmm. And with all the positives that we've named today, there's also kind of a dark side of the industry as well. I know that this year you have got to experience some really high highs with these campaigns that you have with Cowgirl Magazine and with the Pendleton, and you've done Silver Belly and all these amazing things and worked with some incredible people, that you've styled. But there was some drama online this year about someone claiming that you stole their design. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I was wondering which drama case you're about to choose because there's been a few.
Well, this
social media is good and bad. It's a great thing for publicizing your business, but it's also giving soundboards to people that have very ill intentions.
Yeah, because social media is not regulated.
Facts. It's like, fact checking, right? We talk about the media and the news putting out things too fast without fact checking, and then it becomes people's reality. It exists in every industry.
People are lazy. People don't want to do their own fact checking. It's a race to who can be heard first is who's going to be right. And I almost feel like I've learned to not take the first bit of information. Like if I see some piece of drama come out or news come out, I wait a few days before I make an opinion because I know the other side is about to come out. And that's exactly what happened. This person,
well, I'm very much a hothead by nature. I'm a Scorpio. I'm usually but as I've gotten older, I've realized that I hang back. And I try not to initiate drama because I'm running a business. Yeah. I'm not a 22-year-old that cares about all that drama. Plus, I have my own life. But we'll talk about this particular incident because I do think it's important to talk about when it comes to the fashion industry.
Yeah.
So I had got commissioned to make a custom top. Excuse me, I got a hair in my face. I made a custom top for a client of mine. She rides horses, and she's had her horse Gracie, I think, for 18 years, a long time. This is her heart horse, right?
And you've worked with this client for a long time.
I've worked with this client for over a year and a half. And so she wanted to take one of Gracie's horse bits and make a top out of it. So she sent me the horse bit, which was cleaned and polished. I want
Yeah.
everybody to know that because everybody on the internet was like, I hope it's not a dirty bit. And I'm like, what do you
Come
think I am?
on.
Anyways, but I sketched out a few options for her and we worked together and we settled on the sketch for a top because she wanted something she could wear like to the club, like be more like elevated, but also throw on with a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
So we decided on this design. I made the top. I was hired for a brand shoot for Bosque Ranch and South Point Casino in Vegas. And so she lives in Vegas. So I took her the top and she did a video for me and posted it on TikTok at the time. And the video went bonkers. It went viral. The top went viral and everybody started.
Because it's cute as hell.
I love it. I mean, I do. I love it. And, plus, like, I mean, you can't see, I'm wearing a horse bit, a pony bit right now, half of a pony bit.
Oh, it's everywhere in fashion.
So, and it's been everywhere. Gucci's done
For years.
the mini horse bits on the purses.
And the shoes, there were horse bits on shoes.
Yes.
And
it's been a thing for years.
Yeah.
So, this is nothing, like, new.
Yeah.
It's new to wearing it as, like, an actual horse bit as a top.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I had a girl reach out. And you'll have to forgive me because I don't even remember the name of her business.
We would not shout it out anyways.
She messaged me, and I always check all my messages because I'm big on, like, getting back to people. And it was in my, like, requests folder, and I see it. And she's accusing me of stealing the design. She's telling me I need to take the video down or else, basically. Or I'm going to go to my followers and tell them what you did. And I'm very diplomatic about things, and
meanwhile, this is the first time you've ever heard of this girl.
Yeah, I've never.
You'd never heard of her.
Obviously, I didn't follow her. It was in my request
Right.
folder. Like, I'd never seen her stuff before. So I looked at her page, I saw her design, and it is very similar. It happens to be a very similar design. She used an all silver regular horse bit. I can't even remember the name of it. I use a French slink horse bit. There's a difference. Like mine lays flat on the spine because it has a little bit in the middle of the way that it lays. Mm-hmm. Hers doesn't have that. It connects like this.
Okay.
Small difference.
Mm-hmm.
But similar.
But that's fashion.
Mm-hmm.
How many halter tops are out there? How many tank tops are out there? Like,
it's a simple cowl neck
Yeah.
with a horse bit on the back. This isn't like rocket science. It's not like I invented something crazy off the wall.
It would have been easy for your creative brain, to come up with. A lot of different creative types of brain would easily come up with this same concept, but it's the execution of the top, the details on how it's put together, the details of the type of bit you use. That's where the differences are, right?
Right. And, so I did tell her respectfully in return that I'd never heard of her.
Yeah.
I sketched this independently. I'm happy to share my sketches that I did, but I was like, this was a completely independently thought of design that had nothing to do with you. I'm sorry that you feel that it was stolen, but I can assure you it wasn't. I don't steal other people's design. In fact, I'm actually very against that because I don't like it when my designs get stolen or
And
used.
they have.
And I, just because I design and create my own clothes, I still work with a ton of fashion designers on creating me things.
Yeah.
Or for things for my clients. And I would never emulate or recreate exactly what they do. There's a girl, Dina, she owns Westerly USA, she does a lot of cowhide stuff. And I work with a lot of cowhide, as you know. Could I recreate Dina's items? Yes. Would I ever? Absolutely not.
Right.
In fact, I have bought a harness from her. I'm working with her on some of my NFR pieces because that's her space.
Yeah.
So, this girl went to her followers and trash talked me, tagged me, aired it out that I copied her design. I mean, it was this whole, like, drama thing, and honestly, I just didn't respond because I didn't have anything to prove. I don't really,
Yeah.
I don't care.
And this is what I think people need to realize about the fashion industry is that it's really, really, really hard to do anything truly unique that's never been emulated before or done before. Like, there's only so many styles
Yes.
of clothing pieces that are in existence. So it's pretty likely that anything you come up with, there's something similar out there to begin with. And the second point is that you guys can't trademark your stuff.
There's no patents or trademark. I mean, you can trademark your logo. So, like, a lot of
Right.
Dior puts the D's all over things.
Yeah.
Because it's trademarked. You can't
Right.
recreate that. Louis Vuitton, the same thing. So that's why a lot of those brands, you see them do their logo all over stuff, because then it really can't get recreated because the logo's trademarked.
Yeah.
But actual design, there is nothing you can do to protect it.
Yeah.
Not even an intellectual property agreement doesn't
Yeah.
cover you.
And so your industry is really difficult because it's almost like as soon as you put something out,
You have to move on to the next.
you have to be on to the next thing because it's going to be knocked off.
Oh, 100%. I mean, thankfully I have a lot of wholesale orders for the horse bit top that's coming out for NFR, but I'm not going to be surprised if there's a lot of other vendors with the same top. It's not a hard top to create.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that I'm doing my label when I do my designs, and the only way to truly, truly, truly be unique, and I'm not saying it can't be copied because it can, but it would be very, very hard, is I'm creating my own fabrics and designs from scratch,
Yeah.
which is why it's taken me over a year
Yeah.
to do it, is because it's a lot of tedious work. And with the tariffs, it's not making it any easier, because a lot of the capabilities, it's not that I wouldn't want to buy American made, it's that a lot of the technology to do what I need it to do is not in the USA.
Yeah. It's the same in our industry. There are very, very few things that we can truly have done here. We have some milling work that's done, and we have, like, there's one gold plater here in, like, our area in Tennessee. There's only a handful of them left, period. So I totally understand that. It's frustrating, and you want to be able to say it's 100% American made, but until everything balances out with, both sides of the industry, it's not going to be able to.
No, my fabric will definitely probably be outsourced because of the technology I need to make it.
Yeah.
But it will be made. It actually, the manufacturer that it uses in Nashville. So
I'm so excited to see what you come up with because literally everything, you're such a visionary. Everything that you have come up with, I've watched it like clockwork. You come out with it, it's the grand reveal, the oohs and the ahs, and I'm like, how the hell did she come up with that? Like, you truly are brilliant. And then give it just a few weeks and there's knockoffs coming
yeah.
out with it.
I mean, my shoes I created with the leather and the red, they were knocked off by a big brand. I don't want to name the brand, but it was on a pretty big website. And
yeah. Oh, I remember. I remember it just countless. And I think that the general public doesn't realize that these styles come from designers.
They have no idea.
Like you.
No, because fast fashion, and here's the deal. You typically have two price points of people. You have girls that want Shein, that kind of pricing because they want quantity, right? Or maybe that's their budget, and that's okay. But what sucks is that's not lasting fashion. And I err on the side of buy vintage or go on eBay or go to thrift stores and try to buy that and repurpose that stuff versus stuff that's not going to be, because Shein and Akira and there's a lot of big brands that rip off fashion designers ideas, and then they have a massive audience that nobody ever knows who it originally came from.
Right.
And they do it a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those shoes were $119. I mean, those shoes cost me $400 plus to make. So.
But the quality is also cheaper. Like you said,
it's a faux leather. Mine's real leather. Yeah.
You're not passing those down to your daughter or granddaughter, and we know that fashion comes back around, right? It's cyclical. And every time it comes back around, it's a little, just slightly different. And so, I remember when bell bottoms came back around, and my mom was like, I remember wearing bell bottoms when I was your age. And at the time, I was like, oh my God, she just wants attention. Now that I'm a mom and I see, like, I have boys, but I see my same fashions coming back around, and I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. I remember when I wore that as
Oh, gosh. I want to forget the early 2000s altogether. I do not know why that's such a thing right now. I get it. Like, listen, I'm not in my 20s anymore or, like, teens, but...
The low riser coming back around. Have you seen that? Fuck me.
Anybody who's had a baby...
It's not happening.
No.
Just give it up. I'm sticking with my straight leg pants, my mid-rise jeans. Like, you can pry those out of my cold dead hands.
I love high-rise jeans. I don't care what anybody says. Do not care. It will always be in my closet.
Oh, girl, same. So, speaking of thick skin, I want to take it all the way back, and I want you to tell however much of your story you are comfortable with telling, because you didn't just have all of this handed to you. None of this came easy to you. You had a wild ride, and when we talk about someone with grit and heart, like, you are the first person that comes to mind, because you are a true all-American success story of you can make something out of almost nothing.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how far back you want to go, but
where were you born? Where were you born and raised? Not here in Tennessee.
I was born in Kansas, and my parents separated when I was young, and I lived there until high school, and then my stepdad and my mom moved me out here freshman year.
Yep.
So, but my childhood was not easy. I hid demons in my closet. My stepdad was abusive physically, and my mom, there was a lot of bad things that she did to cause divide with my dad, and that mental abuse that I don't even think she was cognizant that she did, but she put a lot of her emotions on me to be responsible for what she was going through. And I think she always just wanted to feel like she was a better parent. But because of that, I grew up not really having a relationship with my dad, which I do now. But man, I lost so many years that I wish that I could get back. But the abuse started. I lived out of state. I mean, there's a whole story to this, but I went into foster care. And I graduated I turned 18 in foster care. And everybody thinks, like, oh, the state will just take care of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this has been a long time ago, but literally I showed up to my foster parents' house because my foster mom told me I could just stay and live there because she loved me so much. I was just easy going kid.
Yeah. And you guys really did form a bond.
And it was not... I mean, we still lived in a double wide, and for my 18th birthday, she bought me a pack of Marlboro Reds. So, I mean, it was a little redneck, but hey, I still.
But that's love, Everybody grows up differently, and everybody has it's packaged, a little. Yours was just packaged in a pack of Marlboro Reds, but it was still love nonetheless. We are not judging. Okay, ladies, I'm all about taking care of myself inside and out, especially when life gets busy. And right now, SkinWorks Wellness in Hendersonville, Tennessee is running their October specials. And let me tell you, these are so worth checking out. They're offering treatments that seriously level up your glow, like Silfirm X and Erbium Laser Combo. It's $1,250 and basically hits reset on your skin. We're talking smoother texture, boosted collagen, and that brighter, youthful look that makeup just can't fake. If you want something more seasonal and fun, they've got the Dermaplane and Pumpkin Peel for $150. It's such a perfect fall glow up. Think smooth, radiant skin that feels fresh and healthy. Or, my personal favorite, the microneedling and PRP treatment for $450. It uses your own plasma, your body's natural magic, to rejuvenate your skin and leave it firmer, smoother, and seriously radiant. And for my SkinWorks members, you get 10 free units of Botox with every syringe of filler. That's their little members-only perk to keep you looking refreshed and youthful without overdoing it. So go ahead, treat yourself this month. Call or stop by SkinWorks Wellness and tell them Sam from Elite Life sent you. Because honestly, you deserve to feel confident and glow like you own the place.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole story on like the whole foster care situation,
Yeah.
and you know that could take an hour in itself just to unpack. But to
But
keep
with
things,
everything going on in the world today, and I feel like everything's so divided, and we hear like the stereotypes are being thrown around, and I want people to realize that it doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like. I never would have looked at you and said, "Oh, I bet she grew up in foster care." You know, I bet she was in foster care and homeless. Like,
oh yeah, I was homeless too.
Yeah.
After that, because
You
that's what I
never
was trying
know.
to say. They on my 18th birthday, the DCS worker showed up with luggage. That was my gift from the state, was luggage to pack my stuff. And I said, "Where do I go?" She's like, "Well, I guess back home." And I said, "To the home you took me out of?"
The system is so broken.
No. And I lived out of a suitcase for 2.5 months, going from friend's house to friend's house till I like kind of overstayed my welcome.
Yeah.
And then I would just go to the next friend's house. Meanwhile, going to school.
High school.
High school.
Yeah.
And finally, one of the girls' moms, I think, caught on
Oh.
and took me in, and I got me a job, and then I ended up being able to talk to like the advisors, and I did one of those like work school programs
Yeah.
where I was able to do the rest of my credits online, and I only had like 2 credits left, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So the mom that took me in of the friend, she was like a down to business woman. Like she was like, "We're getting the state to help you. We're going down to the DCS. This is wrong." So she helped me get set up with like the aftercare help and the education stuff. Well, the system is still very flawed. It takes a lot of time to go through all that. They did help me get housing placement set up where I had an apartment, and they gave me a stipend to help me get that apartment. But I still had to pay past that for my apartment.
Yeah.
And, you know, food bills and all that. And
You were immediately an adult.
yes. And
Like-
so I had to work 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I had 3 jobs at the time. I worked at Darrell Waltrip Honda as a cashier.
No way. We love Darrell Waltrip.
Worked there during the day. Then I went and I served tables at Chili's, and then I went to Longhorn and served. And then I did night stalking at Target 3 days a week
Oh, wow.
just to pay my bills, because I, ended up getting a car and all that stuff. You got a car.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I have all these bills.
Yeah.
I have a rent. I have a car. I have insurance, phone.
Yeah.
And
There was no introduction. Like, you immediately, there was so much trauma from being, pulled from your home into foster care placement, and then from foster care, you were thrown out in the world, and there was no smooth transition into adulthood for you. Very much, they were like, figure it out, and you said, okay, like, I'm gonna figure it out.
I think the biggest thing for me is I don't sit in pity. I don't make myself a victim. Because when you make yourself a victim and you live in that mentality and you want everybody else to see you as the victim, I'm very much a believer in manifestation. And this also goes if you're Christian into praying. And, I pray to God for things that I want. It's manifestation, all that, it's all the same.
Yeah.
And if we're praying to God to pity us, to give us, I just need this and then I'll be there. No, honey.
Yeah.
You have everything it takes to be successful, but you are feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you sit there, you are going to be the definition of what you are telling yourself you are. And that is not somewhere that anybody should stay. I will sit with my little misery, my little pity party for a day or two, and I go through stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We're still women. We still have emotions.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I have always done ever since then is I don't stay there.
If that's not the most cowboy thing, most cowboy mentality, I don't know what is. Like, literally picking yourself up by your own bootstraps and not wallowing and not expecting a handout. And you've been Lauren Oakes for as long as you can remember.
Oh, yes. I mean, but that's where the grit comes from.
Yeah.
And if you want to be successful in business, I truly believe that you have to have that mentality, especially if you don't come from money.
Yeah.
You know, you're not getting special treatment if you don't have built-in network to help you.
Yeah.
And you are truly starting from scratch like I was without any help. You have to dig deep.
Yeah.
And you cannot, like, there is, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had things that I thought were going to crush me. Mm-hmm. But then they built me.
That's a word right there. Yeah. What you expect to take you out is exactly what takes you to the next level.
If you use it right.
Yeah.
If you use that to motivate and fuel your fire instead of letting it put it out.
Yeah.
Like, man, somebody told me one time, they said 90% of people that are successful is because they didn't give up. They were persistent. And then they just tried and tried again. Yeah. Try and try again. Do not give up. Everybody it's not that they didn't have what they needed to be successful. It's that they give up in those moments.
Yes.
You cannot give up.
Yes. You have to have the mentality of like a fighter and just keep, like you said, just keep getting back up and just one more round. And I think that's the difference. You know, we were talking earlier, I was talking with Danielle. We got a question from a listener about starting her own business. And I said, it's not if you're going to fail. You're going to fail. The majority of entrepreneurs, their first businesses fail. But like you said, the difference is the successful ones just tried one more time.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I made a joke, it's almost like a mental illness. Entrepreneurship is almost like a mental illness. We don't have quit built into us. You know, we have this tenacity to keep pushing, and it's like we have short-term amnesia where we forget how bad it sucked.
We might have a few screws loose. I don't know.
It's true.
Insanity.
It's true. So do you feel like maybe you wouldn't be the woman that you are now had you not gone through what you went through then?
Oh, I know I wouldn't be. There is no way. If I would have stayed the route, and me going into foster care, by the way, was me fighting my parents for that. I had to go to court and, like, fight to get out of their custody. So
what a hard decision to make as a child.
The moment that I did that was the moment the switch happened for me, because before all that, I was a victim.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, I'm getting beat up. I'm scared to go home. And, like, I took the power back, right? And I was scared. I didn't know where I was going to go, but, you know, I did it anyways. So before that, though, I was going to go to college. Like, we were doing college visit, playing house, acting like we're the perfect family on the outside, you know, but on the inside, it's, you know, nightmare.
Yeah.
But I would have gone to college. I would have done that route and probably got married, did the white picket fence thing. And I love my brothers to death, but, you know, they're the definition of what I probably would have grown up to do. And they, you know, they live in the burbs, they have the house, they have the kids, and they're very happy doing that. But that, I realized I was meant for so much more.
Yeah.
When I broke that, like, cycle.
Yeah.
And I realized that, man, I didn't need my parents. Like, your whole life you're taught I was taught that I needed them, right? My mom made it to the point that she would threaten me, like, if I, you know, well, I'm cutting your phone off, or when I went to foster care, she took my car. I had bought a car with my money. She took it and she sold it.
Oh,
Didn't get a
no.
penny of it. Mm-mm.
Wow.
But she always held over my head that she had this control over me.
Right.
So when I broke that by fighting them and going to foster care,
Yeah.
something woke up in me.
Mm-hmm.
Something was just like, and going through all that, I'm like, man, if I could lose everything and I'm okay. I got this. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It builds that in you.
Yeah.
And that was some of the happiest times. Like, even though I was broke and
Yeah.
homeless and, I mean, I figured it out.
That puts you on the trajectory for where you are now and built Lauren in the way you are. You're one of the most resilient, strong, intelligent, steadfast women. And it's hard for me to have a lot of friendships with women because they feel very catty, or they get hung up on stupid stuff that doesn't really matter. Not saying this for all women, obviously,
Right.
but Nashville. Let me preface by saying Nashville is hard. Nashville is like a different planet compared to a lot of different areas. And so I am generally, I will judge and then, give you a chance. But we're Scorpios, and so I feel like we're very similar in that way. I remember our first meeting on the video shoot. We were like, who is this? Who is this? But you turned out to be the only one that was nice to me. And then everybody else kind of trickled in after that. But I know I show up with kind of like a chip on my shoulders, and I want to take stock of people. And you, from day one, have always impressed me. And I've been trying to get you on this couch for how long? For months. And our schedules keep missing each other. So I'm so happy that you got to be here today and tell your story and tell your perspective of things. And I just feel like I'm missing something, though. Is there anything else that you want to highlight or talk about that you just want to get out there to the world?
That's you just like loaded a question on me. That's like a very loaded question, not fair. I think the biggest messages in all of this is it really doesn't matter like what your background is or where you come from. Just don't let that define you. Mm-hmm. You define yourself. You be who you want to be. And fashion doesn't have to be this overly complicated thing. Just buy what makes you feel good, and it doesn't really matter the price point. Now, do I love big box brands that steal designer stuff? No, but do I understand that affordability wise, that's where some people need to go? Yes, I get that.
But you touched on thrifting.
Yeah.
So I think that can even help it to be more affordable a lot of times than even big box stores. Mm-hmm. I love thrifting. I want to go with you one day.
Stores, thrifting.
Yeah.
I still love me some Plato's Closet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I still go there and find some amazing things. Yes, their demographic's a little young for me.
Yeah.
But I still find some good pieces in there. And, Google image search, let that be your friend. Let that be your friend. If you see something, Google image search it, and it will literally give you 30 options of either similar skirts or the exact same.
Yeah.
So let's say a skirt's like $500. You probably can get a similar version given to you through Google image search for, $30, $50. So let that be your best friend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, especially men will talk about women and our fashion and almost talk down on it, not realizing how big of a part of our identity that is. And that it's not shallow and it's not stupid to want to look your best or feel, I have this thing, I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel like quote unquote me,
right.
And that's okay. That's not shallow, because what the fashion that we choose to wear, the way that we choose to present ourselves, because that's people's first impression of you. What they see, how you present yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can say all day, don't judge a book by its cover, but we do.
One of the things that I've always said forever is perception is people's reality of you. So why fashion to me is extremely important is you are your own brand. whether you are applying for the dream job you want or you're opening your own business, you have to walk into a room like you are already there.
Mm-hmm.
And the first impression, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
I'm looking at your overall energy,
Yeah.
what you're wearing,
Yep.
and how you speak and carry yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fashion plays a big deal in that for men and women.
And you touched on manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
It plays a big part in manifestation. Dress for the part you want. Present yourself as you're living the life you want to be living.
If you want your husband to want to see you sexy,
there you go.
You can dress for it.
Yep.
You know, that's a big thing. My husband and I were talking about that the other day, too, about, you know, we have our days where we're just couch surfing and we just want to lounge.
Yeah.
But I love it when he, like, gets his hair done and he dresses up and takes care of himself. And that's really attractive to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I'm more attracted to that version of him versus the couch, but I love to see him taking pride in himself.
Yes.
And he said the same thing about me. He's like, yeah, I feel the same. Like, I don't feel like you're more sexy. It's just, like, it's hot to see you, like, take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it spills over into your, you know, sex life, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, but that, again, that's that whole you tell people how you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of it too, is when you treat yourself with respect. And this has nothing to do with short skirts or cleavage or whatever, because I love a good top with some cleavage. But it's not about how conservative you are or not. It's about how you treat yourself is how you demand others treat you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren, thank you for coming on the podcast today. I have enjoyed this so much.
I'm about to go shopping.
Oh, yay! Where are you going to go?
Probably to the mall.
Nice. We have the best mall, honestly.
Give or take. I don't love Cool Springs Mall. I'll go to Green Hills, but I haven't gone shopping in a minute for myself because I've been so busy working on client stuff. So I'm going to march myself over there and just go see what I found. Maybe I'll find a new pair of boots.
Good for you.
Not that I don't have a million, but...
Million and one? Who's counting? Well, thank you. I really appreciate you making time to come on today, and I hope you find everything your heart desires. Guys, you can find Lauren everywhere. Tell them where you are on Instagram, TikTok. What's your handle?
So my handle on social media is lauren.oakes, Oakes, and then _ my website is www.laurenoakes.net.
And if they want to book anything with you, they go through your website?
They can find me either way. Website's usually the best way to kind of get in contact with me because it goes to my email. But yeah.
But at the very least, go give her a follow. I promise you'll be inspired, if nothing else. She is constantly showing all kinds of different styles. She's throwing things up on her Instagram stories. She has real conversation with her followers. Just give her, even if you can't spend a dime on her services, give her a follow and a share, because that helps push small creators' brands, and especially creative minds like hers. I just want to introduce her to the whole world and get her unique designs out there. She truly is a huge inspiration, not just how to dress yourself, but how to carry yourself, and inspiring you to chase your dreams and kick down doors and fuck what everybody else says. So, yeah, make sure to give her a follow. And until next time, guys, we'll see ya.